What's up, you guys? Hero276 here, and welcome to today's Pokemon Go related video. Today we are running a very interesting team. We have Bouffalant with Mud Shot, Stomp, and Earthquake, and we're pairing it with Roserade with Poison Jab, Weather Ball Fire, and Leaf Storm, and Feraligatr with Waterfall, Hydro Cannon, and Ice Beam. Now, you're probably thinking, Haro, why the hell are you running Ice Beam? You know, doesn't this thing have access to Crunch? And doesn't it, like, have a debuff chance? And here's the thing. You're absolutely right, and I'm a fool for not running Crunch. Because I feel like it could have netted a lot more wins this way. But, you know, it is what it is. So, anyways, we're just going to go straight Stomp here against the Gallade. As you can see, Bouffalant just kind of holds its own. It also kind of helps that they were lagging a little bit. They come in Granbull, and we have a Poison Jab Roserade. They counter-swap Gengar, and we counter-swap with our Feraligatr, and this is pretty much over as long as we can call a bait here. Now, this can be Sludge Bomb or Shadow Ball, but I call it is a Shadow Punch. I don't necessarily think it could have been Shadow Ball, but definitely Sludge Bomb, though. Anyways, they decide not to shield that Hydro Cannon, which I don't necessarily think is a great idea because they're just going to get Poison Jabbed down here by my Roserade. I think they pretty much knew it was over. But, yeah. We Poison Jab them down. That's about the end of that. And, you know, it's a win for us. By the way, these battles are completely out of order. You might see me go from like night to day, changing my phone battery. Yeah, these are all out of order. There were just a lot of ones where I was just hard countered and couldn't do anything. Like, right now, Dragonite is horrible for this team. So I'm just staying in here with Bouffalant, hoping that my Stomps can get shields. Ugh. Yeah, it's not looking too great for us. Because the problem with Mud Slap is it's double resisted. This is an otherwise very neutral matchup. Luckily, though, they're not shielding my Stomps that much. And they do a catch with their Umbreon. And they catch this Stomp, and that does basically nothing. And now we just come in with the Feraligatr. I think Feraligatr is my designated Umbreon counter because those waterfalls chunk a lot. Feraligatr's got some meat on the bone, so it can take, like, 3 foul plays, I think, 2 or 3, without having to give up a shield. So in even shield scenarios, Feraligatr is really good up against Umbreon. Like, yeah, there's a last resort, and even then, that still doesn't do that much. I don't know why they went for last resort over Dark Pulse. I think Dark Pulse does more damage, actually. You know, thanks to stat. Dragonite comes back in, and we're gonna just throw a Hydro Cannon since it's low. No need to go for the Ice Beam right there, because we know that they're going to probably shield up. Yeah, they double shield their Dragonite. We tried to sack the Bouffalant, but it didn't work. They have a Venusaur in the back, and I think this is pretty much over. Because Roserade is a great counter to Venusaur. We have 2 shields, and they don't. So I'm going to just commit to the Poison Jab down and shield whatever this is. It's a Frenzy Plant. Whatever, probably not going to get to another one. And now check this out. I'm trying to go for the Leaf Storm meme, but they actually get to a move. It's just a Dragon Claw, but I still shield it. Now we have enough for the Leaf Storm, so sacrificed a Shield Flex for Leaf Storming a Dragonite, and honestly, I'll take that over anything. So, good game, opponent. Well played. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, what do we got here? Bouffalant, Umbreon. I've seen better matchups, but really this one isn't too bad. Umbreon, the problem with this matchup is just Umbreon is so bulky. It doesn't hit very hard. But my god. An Earthquake does nothing. So, I'm going to go for Stomp. See what I can do here. And they shield it. And I'm thinking that this is the funniest thing in the world because a Stomp does nothing. I love it when opponents shield weak moves. Now we land the Earthquake, but as you can see, it doesn't do much. It does maybe like 30%. 30% at best. Okay, so they get to another move right here. I think this is the foul play. Yeah, it is. So I'm going to go for another Earthquake right here. That lands and gets it into the red, and I'm thinking I could just let this go. Come in with Feraligatr and farm down. So I'm going to do that. And they don't get to another move, which is great. So now we're 4 waterfalls ahead. They come in with a Tangrowth, and I'm going to go straight for the Ice Beam right here. If they shield, I wouldn't mind. They do shield, because now I could just come in with Roserade. They have a Alolan Ninetales. They get to a Weather Ball, that's fine. I have to expend a shield. I'll do that. Now I really don't want to lower my attack, so I just go for Weather Ball, and Weather Ball's super effective anyways. But because of the nerf, it actually doesn't KO like I thought it would. We try to Poison Jab down, and they get to a Weather Ball before us, so we're in a horrible, horrible position. That is a huge error by me. So yeah, I definitely should have committed the second Weather Ball right there, built up to another one, and then used that on the Tangrowth and just Poison Jab down. Because a Rock Slide from that range wouldn't have KO'd. That in tandem with the Vine Whips, which are double resisted on the Roserade, so definitely should have thrown 2 Weather Balls there. Alright, we pick up a Typhlosion Lead. This one actually isn't too bad. We're dealing super effective with the Mud Shots and the Earthquakes. They're dealing neutral here with these Incinerates and these Blast Burns and Solar Beam. We're going to try to bait the shield right here. They don't call the bait, so we're going to go for another Stomp. Unfortunately, they do sneak through and Incinerate, and that is like the worst move to sneak through. So now I think at this point they're at 100 energy. They're probably going to throw a Blast Burn right here. And yeah, I'm going to shield that, obviously. So I'm going to throw another Stomp right here, see what can happen. And they actually let it go through. And they have a Tangrowth. And now I'm just going to stay in here. And I don't care if they throw a move at me. I'm just going to let it go and then come in with my Rosary. Oh, they swap it to Machamp. So I'm actually going to counter swap Feraligatr right here because I want to preserve alignment. I figured Feraligatr has no play up against the Tangrowth. So I figured I'd just swap it right into counter the Machamp. And then save Roserade for the Tangrowth, which can definitely handle it a lot better than Feraligatr can. They close combat me, which is interesting. Now they get to another move here, and I'm actually going to shield it. It's actually a Rock Slide, so I consider that a good shield. Rock Slide from Machamp definitely hurts more than a Rock Slide from a Tangrowth. So now it's just that Tangrowth, and this is a good game right here. They have no shields. We resist everything except for the Rock Slide, and even then it doesn't do a whole lot of damage. So that's a good game right there. Very well played to my opponent. Alright, and let's move into the next one. Alright, let's see what type of lead we're going to face this time. If it ever loads. Alright, Team Rocket CEO. Am I going up against Giovanni? Alright, so we got Bouffalant and a Lucario, and this one is actually not the greatest. Yeah, so although we're dealing super effective damage, they're dealing super effective damage in return. Now, watch this. We're going to go straight for the Earthquake. And I'm praying they don't shield, because if they don't, then we win the matchup. And I'm just going to swap directly into Roserade, since I know we're going to lose Switch anyways. And I'm going to throw the Weather Ball. And it actually does KO Lucario from this range, even with the nerf. And they quit. Okay. Very good. That was a quick one. Let's get into what I believe is the bonus battle. Yeah, I always find it tremendously awkward when, you know, I run into situations where I have a Pokemon that people just cannot counter. Anyways, we have Nidoqueen right here, and this is actually alright. We're doing super effective damage with the quick moves and eventually the Earthquake. We try to bait with the Stomp, but it doesn't really work. They call it right there. And unfortunately, we shield a Poison Fang, which I thought they had enough power. So we unsuccessfully bait, and they successfully bait. So So now I have to let this Poison Fang go through, and it won't do too much damage. And they catch my Earthquake onto their Umbreon, so you know what that means. I'm bringing in my designated Umbreon counter in Feraligatr. Like I said, Feraligatr actually has a pretty decent matchup against Umbreon. The waterfalls are just very oppressive, so are Hydro Cannons. And we could sneak in all these waterfalls for days. So, yeah, we could comfortably tank 2 Foul Plays as well. Feraligatr, like I said, got some meat on the bones. We're going for a Hydro Cannon right here, and they let it go through. And we're able to waterfall down, and we have an Ice Beam loaded too. So what's going to come in here? It's the Nidoqueen. Okay. So we're going to throw the Hydro Cannon and try to pressure the shield. And they bring in a Shiftry, and I have a Roserade for it. So we're going to let this move go right here. I'm fine with tanking a Foul Play. But we do have to shield up the next thing. And I actually do get through an extra Poison Jab as well, so I'm definitely shielding whatever this is. It's a Leaf Blade. It's kind of unfortunate, but it kind of had to be shielded. And in comes the Nidoqueen. We're going to just throw a Weather Ball right here, see if we can get that shield. We do. And we get to the Leaf Storm. And this will KO the Nidoqueen for sure. I even missed some bubbles and it, KO'd. Leaf Storm is just such a powerful move. So, that's a good game. Very well played.